How is sector area a direct proportion of circle area? Imagine slicing a delicious pizza. Each slice is a part of the whole pie, right? Well, in circles, these slices are called sectors. Now, have you ever wondered how the size of a slice relates to the entire pizza? That's what we're going to explore today. When you look at a sector of a circle, its area depends on how big that slice is compared to the whole circle. The bigger the slice, the larger the sector area. But how exactly does this relationship work? Let's find out. First, think about the whole circle. Its area is calculated using the formula pi times the radius squared. So, if the radius is 10 centimeters, the total area is pi times 10 times 10, which equals 100 pi square centimeters. This gives us the total space inside the circle. Now, a sector is like a slice of that circle, shaped like a wedge or a piece of pie. The size of this slice depends on the central angle, which is the angle between the two radii that from the edges of the sector. If the angle is 90 degrees, the sector is a quarter of the circle because 90 degrees is 1/4 of the full 360 degrees. Since the sector is just a part of the circle, its area is proportional to the fraction of the circle it covers. To find this, we compare the sector's angle to the full circle's 360 degrees. If the sector's angle is theta, then the fraction of the circle it represents is theta divided by 360. So, the area of the sector is that fraction multiplied by the total circle area. Mathematically, it looks like this. The sector area equals theta over 360 times pi times the radius squared. This means if the angle doubles, the sector area doubles too, assuming the radius stays the same. The relationship is directly proportional because the sector area increases in direct proportion to the angle. Now, if you prefer working with radians instead of degrees, the formula changes slightly. In radians, a full circle measures to pi radians. The sector area becomes 1/2 times the radius squared times the angle in radians. So, if the angle in radians increases, the sector area increases proportionally. This again shows the direct link between the size of the sector and the total circle area. For example, take a circle with a radius of 10 centimeters. Its total area is 100 pi square centimeters. If you look at a sector with a 90-degree angle, which is a quarter of the circle, the sector area is 1/4 of the total, which is 25 pi square centimeters. This confirms that the sector area is directly proportional to the circle's total area because it is just a fraction based on the angle. You can also relate the sector area to the arc length, which is the length of the curved part of the sector. The arc length is proportional to the angle, so the sector area can be found by multiplying the radius by the arc length and then dividing by 2. This again shows the direct proportionality because as the arc length increases, the sector area increases in the same way. In summary, the reason the sector area is directly proportional to the circle area is because it is a fraction of the total area, based on the central angle. When the angle increases, the sector gets larger proportionally, and when it decreases, the sector gets smaller. This simple relationship makes it easy to find the size of a sector once you know the total area of the circle and the angle of the sector.